today's paddles through the Voyageur Trail Association, and the larger group is the Sault Ste. Marie Voyageur Brigade, and our plan June the 29th is to launch from Voyageur Cookhouse and Lodge at Batchawana Bay and paddle down to eventually get to Thessalon. So that'll be multi-days through Sault Ste. Marie, around St. Joe's Island, Fort St. Joseph. So today is a practice paddle to build up our muscles for that. In 2012, we went from Sault Ste. Marie down to Fort St. Joseph as part of the War of 1812 bicentennial, and that paddle went really well. And so we've got 23 people signed up for this year's paddle, and about half of them are veterans of the paddle a couple of years ago. This canoe is it's called a North Canoe, which holds about 9 people or 8 people. This one is owned by Parks Canada, Fort St. Joseph, and they've lent it to us for our practice paddles, and we'll go for a spin on Trout Lake just to practice our strokes and get used to the boat again. They're very stable, they're very fast. An individual canoe will not keep up with this. This thing really moves when everybody is paddling in sync. So the trick this morning will be Bruce Tomlinson is in the bow, he's the avant, and he sets the pace, and everybody behind Bruce follows his tempo, and all the paddles hit the water at the same time, all the paddles come out of the water at the same time, and the canoe lurches ahead and can really fly. Back in the day, they would have put a sail in it on a good day with the following wind, and that would add to their speed. Or they'd just take a break from paddling and let the wind do the work for a change.
It feels very special to me that it's a 150-year anniversary, and I feel something very Canadian to go and do. And yeah, I feel like it's a very special event, and it's very important to mark this historic journey, really. It feels very special to be paddling with a lot of people and feel that boat moving. And when you get that boat moving correctly, it just hums along, and they move along in quite a nice speed. I'm really looking forward to the camaraderie and just being a part of that, just kind of getting that feel about the Voyageurs and listen to the stories, people's stories. It gives a great opportunity to listen to people's stories along the way and actually learn about the history more. Like I know a small bit about the history, but I'm looking forward because I know these guys have travelled in 2012 and they're very knowledgeable, and I'm looking forward to learning more about the history. And also looking at the landscape, the beautiful landscape we have here in Northern Ontario, which is absolutely stunning, really, really stunning. I'm looking forward to that, seeing it from the water. St. Joseph's Coffee Roasters has got behind us, and they're going to donate coffee to us, and it really ties in well because they have a 150-year anniversary blend, and it just happens to be that they have that, and the next time we contacted them and they're just willing to come on board.
It's kind of a social sport, and just the culture behind it is great. Like just knowing that canoes like this were used in the past for exploring this territory and all that. And just for me myself, it's great to get around with friends and people who think alike. It's great. Well, yeah, I love being out in the wild and just the landscapes, being with people. I'm looking forward to this because I know a lot of people now, just to get into the culture again, just hope to learn some more good stuff.
We leave Batchawana hopefully 8 o'clock on the 29th of 8 o'clock in the morning, 29th of June, and we should hopefully get into Thessalon the afternoon of July the 4th. So lots of paddling in between. Yeah. Well, we're trying to set it up so that it is a real community event. At Batchawana Bay, we're hoping to have a fish fry at the First Nation. We're being hosted by Voyageur Cookhouse and Lodge. We're part of the opening of the Batchawana Bay access point for the Lake Superior Water Trail. At Goulet River, we're staying over at Caribou Expeditions. In Sault Ste. Marie, we're part of the Parade of Paddles on July 1st through the Soo Canal, and then we're going to go downstream and be part of History Fest at Ermitinger. And then we go and stay overnight at Ojibwe Park on Garden River First Nation, and then the next day we're at Fort St. Joe for their Rendezvous 150, and then we are up to Hilton Beach, and then Bruce Mines, and then finally Thessalon. So there's community events all along the way. The key event for them to get involved with would be the the parade of paddles through the canal, and just Google parade of paddles or go to the Sault Ste. Marie Conservation Authority website and that you could register for that. History Fest at Ermitinger, that's always good. And then the event, rendezvous event at Fort St. Joe is always fun too. So those are 3 events that people can get involved in. We have a few more spaces for paddlers if people want to join up for part of our journey, and they can just Google Canadian Voyageur Brigade Society, and there's a Sault Ste. Marie link in that.